So let's do this quickly. Black and Blue, which is an American thriller starring Naomi Harris, directed by Dion Taylor, who actually cut his teeth in horror thrillers, and written by Peter A. Dowling, who's got credits on that film Flight Plan. So she is Alicia West, who's a rookie cop who finds herself working for a police force in which racism is endemic. She's told very early on that she has to decide between being black and blue. And the thing is, you're blue now. So these are your, no matter what you think about the racism around you, you are blue. She's patrolling the area where she grew up, where she is basically shunned by the people that once knew her. They don't want to know her anymore because she's blue. Meanwhile, the police force don't trust her. They think she's not a team player. One day, when out on patrol, she witnesses the police committing essentially a horrific crime, which she accidentally films on her body cam, which films everything that she sees. And the next thing is she's on the run from the police and from the criminals in an area which she used to know, but in which she is now basically rejected by everyone. Here's a clip.
No, it's me. It's me.
What the hell is going on? Is that blood?
I need sugar.
Look, I don't know what's going on, but you can't be in here.
I've been shot.
What? What do you mean?
Can I use the phone?
Who shot you?
Can I use your phone?
You gotta go. I don't want no parts of this. The police is riding around here all the time. They'll help you.
It was the cops that shot me.
So it's basically a pretty straightforward nuts and bolts thriller with a kind of central interesting social commentary idea about what happens when somebody theoretically turns their back on their past in order to become something else. And the central title tells you Black and Blue. I think it was originally called Exposure because it began life as a spec script. There are certain similarities with Jan de Monche's film 71, in which, if you remember, a British squaddy gets abandoned in Belfast, and he's running from both sides and indeed from the squadron from which he is separated. And so there's a similar thing about somebody, it takes place over one night, and somebody being trapped in this environment that they don't fully understand. I think there are some tense standoffs and action sequences. As it progresses towards the third act, it becomes more and more foolish. But there are some solid performances by Tyrese Gibson as Mouse, who is the person who reluctantly becomes her friend. Frank Grillo is Terry Malone, who's the kind of the heavy, the hardball character who just kept reminding me of Jeremy Irons' evil Italian American brother. But it's definitely Naomi Harris's film. She carries it and she gives it a certain heft that raises it above being simply, I think under other circumstances, it would have been a straight-to-DVD thriller. I don't think it's going to trouble the box office very much, but I rather enjoyed it because I have a real fondness for a well-put-together nuts and bolts.
Yeah, nuts and bolts is good.
Nuts and bolts is good, yeah, absolutely.
Very watchable.
As we kept saying, the phrase satisfactory is not a criticism.
Exactly right.